and I welcome all of you back to our 7th session of Curse of Strahd. Hard to believe it's already session 7, but here we are. Session 7.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Darmyl, if you'd like to kind of give us a brief outline of what we did last session, we can get going.
Can do. So, last session we began at the mouth of Ivlis, a river with a span 50 feet wide, where we saw a figure on the bridge. That person wanted to kill one of us or wanted 300 gold. We ended up deciding against either option and against 3 hat dudes and a cat. Managed to all get out. Certain someones may or may not have spent the entire time not entirely on the bridge, but ultimately a complete success. Yeah, we'll say complete success. After that, we headed back to check on one of our previous encounters, and that's where we met a someone related to the children of the Mother of the Night, who went to lay claim and took us instead, and it led to a battle with some pups. And in that battle, Ember was bit. She's learning what that means as we go further with this. And I believe I have the name written down as Jilika?
Yes, Jilika, the Triton Mermaid.
Yes. So thanks to her help, we were able to find a different river crossing because the bridge may or may not have suffered an untimely demise during our small disagreement, negotiation even. So we ended up taking the undertow test at the gentle crossing. We managed to get across, some more dry than others. And when we got across, I actually thought that we were with the old woman, the Mother of the Night, which is related to a vision that Darmyl had. Apparently there are shoes and trash and whatnot, refuse is going down the river, flowing from upstream. I have something written down about trudging across the hill, down the hill to the water, just to throw your shoes in the water. Mostly people think it's sending a message that if you don't pay up, this is what will happen to your children. So then Jilika went off with her druid big sister. We at the crossroads then, shortly after the gentle crossing, discovered that one way was chock full of zombies, whereas the other way had a cliff with a nice overhang, which is, I believe, where we find ourselves now.
Marvelous. And Serene, our last session, with your aside, we did encounter a stranger at the tavern named Farah, who agreed to travel with you in an effort to find someone you yourself was traveling with to their own ends. And I believe you ended up encountering a scary big bat on the road while crossing the river yourself, trying to avoid having to make a 50-foot leap across a cavern that was found where the bridge should have been, on your way west of the city. As the night falls, you and your traveling companion Farah approach this the same spoken about overhang where the remainder of your party is making camp for the night.
I do want to ask or add. I drew a card from the lady at the caravan.
Yes.
Do we need to tell each other what our card said?
Yeah, that would be something you can bring up in your roleplay.
Okay, and then the other question I had, is, there was a hangman's noose.
Yes.
I don't remember what you actually that then had. I took the rope off of it, I looked back and discovered myself hanging from the scaffolding.
Yep.
And then you said that was about the time that I ran into the rest of the people. So.
Yep. This is just past that crossroads so they had gone to the same crossroads. There wasn't this encounter that you had, and they saw a bunch of zombies in one direction. Which I believe we did discuss briefly, that there was a bunch of zombies in the dangerous direction. and that the party appeared to have gone the other way.
I don't remember the zombies part, but I do remember saying, "Ah, that way is the city that they're going to.
Yes,
I will go to that city."
Then that is probably how it played out. My memory of 24 hours ago is pretty sketch. So.
Yeah.
Marvelous. So, Serene, you and stranger friend Farah approach the party.
You guys left me. Did anybody try to wake me up? I disappeared.
We never saw you. We said we
I
were
was
going
super
to go.
sleepy.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a right old ruckus in the tavern. We figured you would have woken.
That's why I figured she disappeared.
Well, can I join the party again? Is that okay?
Of course. Who's your friend?
Farah. My name is Farah.
This is Farah.
Hello,
who
Farah
has been
here. My name is
following-
Farah.
Pleased to meet you, Farah. Darmyl.
He'll hold out his left
Farah
hand.
joined me because...
Sorry, Serene. I'll let you go first. I'm sorry.
Okay. Farah joined me because he said he's been following a member of our party for a while. I was a little bit concerned, but also didn't want to travel the road alone.
Shepherd, Farah will walk directly up to you and hold out their left hand with their palm facing down and their fingers spread out.
My hand's on my axe.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Farah, my name is Farah. I have been traveling very far to find you.
Far?
Yes.
You've been traveling very far to find me, and now you've found me.
Yes.
How can I help you?
Well, first off, I applaud you at this fog game and being sucked into a different realm. I didn't know you had the capabilities, and I'm very impressed so far. Your abilities are astounding.
Thank you.
And secondly, I have searched long and far because I've heard tale that you exist and how you appear, and it sounds a lot like my estranged mother's craftsmanship of how she crafted and built Warforged, and so I've come to inquire who crafted you.
I don't actually know.
Ah, well, that is unfortunate.
Could there be any possibility that it was your mother?
I guess it depends on the inner workings. If you have like the secret compartment in your arm made of like the fine teak wood, or if you have like the nice empty shin hollow that you can store like a sword or a body or something in your leg hollow. Like it just really depends if you have those signature characteristics.
I don't know. I was always, I guess I can't even say always. I was under the impression that I was created by my God for the purpose of assisting people with not straying from their assigned purposes in their lives. But I am very young, so I don't know. How would you determine that? Are you to investigate me or something, or?
Oh, I mean, if you were created by a god, there's no way that was my mother. We're not celestial.
Well, how am I to know? That's the impression I was given. I don't know. So I don't know. I was just here. So,
Well, I feel like this is another dead end, but I'll still continue my search. Is it okay if I travel with you and yours until the next city?
I don't have a problem with it. Does anyone else?
I don't.
Okay, very well. Appears you're making camp, so allow me to assist. You guys are making camp, right?
Yes.
Okay. So while you guys, I'll let you guys tell me what you're doing in just a second. But before that, I would like to say that Farah, takes his very small backpack off and starts removing, massive pieces of tent and, cots and sitting area and a little table and chairs and all sorts of, large furnishing items and, very thick comforters that are made of, really nice, leather and, wool, and, starts kind of, putting together his encampment, which is 3 tents, and one of them is a privy, entire thing out of his tiny little bag while you're all preparing your camps.
That's a pretty tiny but massive bag of holding you have there.
It's bigger on the inside.
Ah, I see that. Or I don't see that.
Is this?
Sorry, go ahead.
Hello, Farah. I am Ember. Is this also a creation of your mother's people?
No, this is a creation of some person that I have yet to meet. But I'm kind of intrigued by it as well.
Amazing. What else do you have in there?
He pulls out a unstoppered wine jug, no top in it at all, and he pulls it out and it's plump full of wine and 2 goblets and offers you one. And he grins while saying, the best part is the wine never spills.
Darmyl, did you hear that? Bottomless wine that never spills.
You see Darmyl just standing there with his jaw down, unable to think of a word for how jealous he is of this. looks at his own wineskin, which is the barest minimum of what you could call a wineskin, and just clutches it a little bit closer.
Ember very gently declines the wine and heads back to her very modest bedroll, looking rather exhausted and worse for wear.
So last night, when Farah and I ate, I played the song of my people to say thank you for feeding and housing me for the night. Would you all like to hear it?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
We Tabaxi love to eat. Our food comes from the river. We love the mackerel to feast upon, though the water makes us shiver. That's as far as I've gotten.
I love it. It's beautiful.
It's great.
It explains our friend Chad's aversion to taking a dip in the river.
Chad?
Yes, just someone we encountered on a bridge crossing. Tabaxi, like yourself.
Yeah, that bridge over the river, did you not see it?
And I wasn't there, so no, I didn't.
Weird. It was there when we got there.
Was it there when you left?
It was there when we got there.
Parts of it were there when we left.
Yeah.
More of a ladder now.
All right. Well, I will put that as a pin and say nightfall has come and you're able to all do your like nightly ritual stuff. Farah cast a spell around the area to protect it and goes to sleep completely unbothered and not willing to discuss who needs to take first watch. And is there anything else anyone wants to do before we take a long rest?
Can we still see the hangman's what is it called?
The hangman noose?
Yeah, that.
Not from
Is
where
it
we
still?
are. It is down a ways.
Okay. Then never mind. Nope, I don't have anything else.
Sparrow, Shepherd, you're good?
I'm good.
Alright, so you can all take a long rest. Now it's daytime, suddenly. Hours and hours later, suddenly.
Can't find the long rest button.
It's up at the top.
Right above
your-
inspiration.
Oh, I'm not logged in.
That'll do it.
Hey, just a real life moment here. If you hear a cat purring in my headset, please let me know. And I will mute myself.
Oh, I just thought that was good roleplay.
Yeah.
Also true.
A+.
Alright, so as you all start to wake from your slumbers, Farah has laid out a massive breakfast table with stools and chairs for all, taking into consideration that Irina and Ismark are also with you. There's food layered across the table with an assortment of warm drinks and wines, and berries and fruits to get the day started.
Thank you, Farah.
Always happy to help my fellow traveler.
What a generous spread.
And he does just start going to town on like whatever he like looks at that he wants at the table, not really holding back or being like all of his like polite demeanor is gone as he stuffs his face basically.
Darmyl is shoulder to shoulder next to him, also going to town on everything he sees and trying to get a thank you out through a very full mouth.
All politeness aside, he grunts and thumbs ups at you, like he's too busy stuffing his face. There is like a very hot steeped liquid giving off like a very nutty and kind of chocolatey aroma too at the table. Sparrow and Shepherd, you guys in partaking as well or no?
Sparrow's gonna partake in some of the nutty, chocolatey, smelling good liquid and some fruit.
Serene will also.
Sorry, go ahead.
Serene will also eat.
And Ember, are you also at this table?
Absolutely. Ember is up there picking listlessly at a small and polite plate of food.
Shepherd, can I have you roll a perception while you're kind of moseying around this area with them?
Yes. I don't know why it takes forever to roll dice. 11.
11, that's plenty good. So you have no idea what it is, but there is a kind of cylindrical, metallic looking thing also on the table next to some of the food on the plates.
I have no what is that?
Oh, I know that you and your kind don't partake, so I thought I'd have a treat for you as well.
But what is it?
It comes from a faraway plane. It's called a bat tree.
Okay, what do I do with it?
Oh, you just hold it up to your face and it gives you like a happy feeling. So kind of like eating.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick it up and put it up next to my face.
Yeah, and it does. It kind of gives you kind of just a very, very slight, pleasant warmth.
I like that.
It's basically a D battery. That's got like a plus minus, but but it's shaped like a AAA.
That's amazing.
Yay for high fantasy. Yes, you'll find that it eventually loses its luster, but can be a nice treat when you're imbibing and taking meals with your friends.
I love it. Thank you.
As you guys eat and partake in this bountiful breakfast, I want each of you to roll a d4.
Okay.
3.
And add your numbers you roll on your d4 as temporary hit points.
1.
This thing's so slow.
4.
I got to 3.
3. Empty HP.
Woohoo!
And I need to reload all your sheets so I can see that you're healed. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so then at the conclusion of the meal, Sparrow will begin putting things away into his small bag and taking apart his camp set and putting it all into his small bag, as you guys also clean up your respective areas before you continue on. Let's see here.
Excuse me.
Ember would stroll over to Farah for a little chat when she's finished packing up her camp attire and say, Farah, did you mention yesterday that you followed Shepherd through the fog to find him?
Yes, that is correct.
How did you do that?
I went to the exact place that they disappeared. I had been tailing them for about a week and was mustering the courage and figuring out the right way to approach them to discuss the topic, because it's obviously very sensitive and I didn't want to harm their feelings.
Ah.
And so I stood in that same place around the same hour of the day, and fog rolled in and then whisked me away and put me inside of a tavern.
Interesting. Interesting. You said a week. How much time passed between Shepherd's disappearance and when you followed?
I think it was around a day.
Interesting.
How long have you been here?
Oh, that's hard to say. Several nights and days have passed.
So time does not flow in a perfectly straight line, it would seem.
No. No, it certainly does not seem to be the case. Are you able to depart from here?
I don't know. So he's gonna like put his hands kind of like by his sides and ball them up and like close his eyes and kind of squeeze his hands and then kind of shake a little bit, and he's still standing there.
Interesting. Most of us were unwilling passengers to this strange land and are trapped here. You might be an unwilling member of our party as well.
This is okay, because everyone here seems downtrodden in the city that I have seen, and this is a great opportunity for me to spread the good word of Lyra and shine her light into the dismal despair of their souls.
Ah. Well, that sounds fun
This
for you,
again.
then. Ember just sort of smiles and slowly backs away.
Wow, this kind of feels like nobody wants to hear about Lyra. That's okay.
I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, I'm not ready to bite. I will maybe later, but I'm not ready to bite.
All right. Well, shall we continue on?
Yes.
We shall.
Let us sally forth.
All right, let's move 8 hexagons in this direction then, eh? All right. We will have, let's see, pecking order. Darmyl is first, so we'll have Darmyl go first for this roll. Darmyl, please roll a d12.
A D12. Those are fun.
The dice nobody rolls in D&D. Those ones.
That is an 8.
Okay. As you continue on the path to Vallaki, you encounter an old grave on the roadside.
I stop and take a look at it.
All of the characters that are written on it are in a slanted style, and none of the letters are full enough to read what was once written upon the stone.
Can I, by chance, make a history check on it?
Sure.
See where it came from. Cool, because then I get my stone cunning. Whenever I make an intelligence check related to the origin of stonework, I'm considered proficient in history and add double my proficiency bonus, which is good because otherwise I'm a -1 in history.
All right.
So 15 minus 1 is 14 plus 4 is 18.
Okay. So the stone appears to be similar to the stone used in the houses in the village of Barovia, where you had previously been. As a matter of fact, the stone looks almost identical to the stone used in Death House's construction on the outer sides of the walls in the front of the house. Is there anything else specific you'd like to know about this?
Have I ever seen this kind of writing before, even if I can't read it? Do I recognize it?
Roll a percentile.
Where's your buddy? Wait, where's your buddy? Oop, panic. Alright, I apparently need to find a actual full percentile set. There we go. 87.
You do not.
Wow.
Guys, look at this weird gravesite. Can anyone read this? I sure as shit cannot.
Ember would step up to take a close look.
Alright.
Looks like that house we were in.
Can Ember perceive anything about the language?
Anyone other than Darmyl can roll a raw wisdom to see if they know the language, or recognize the language, rather.
I got a 15.
7.
At a 7.
Alright.
Nat 20.
Serene, you know 100% what it is, and Shepard, you suspect what it is, and you suspect and know 100% that it is Dwarvish.
Dwarvish. Dwarvish.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this is...
Or not know how to read it.
No, in fact, there's only one person in your party who knows how to read it, but they didn't recognize it.
This is such an odd script, man. I would never have known that it was Dwarvish. And I look at Darmyl.
Dwarvish? That's not Dwarvish.
That's Dwarvish.
I'm pretty sure I'm a dwarf. Pretty sure I know Dwarvish.
Have you been drinking this morning?
I feel like that's beside whether or not I'm a dwarf.
But it's not beside whether or not you understand the language.
That is
Some might
yours.
argue I do better once I do drink. Who's got wine?
Maybe he just can't read this early in the morning.
Maybe he can't read cursive.
This feels like a bad idea. I know. All right, I'm gonna play true to the -1 int 0 wisdom that Darmyl is, and of course I'm gonna reach out and touch the gravestone and sort of trace the letters with my fingers to try to figure out why I can't read this allegedly dwarvish, but probably not, writing.
Okay, yeah, it's just a stone with a cursive Dwarvish script that you still can't identify as Dwarvish.
Can I make an investigation check into why I don't know my own language? I don't know what to do here. I feel like
You, the only thing you could do to understand the situation is roll an Arcana check.
all right. I think Darmyl's gonna go down that road because this is like Darmyl knows he's dumb, but this is below even what he's thinking is possible. This is shaking him a little bit, and that 3-1 Arcana check's probably not gonna help too much.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Oh, poor Darmyl.
Poor Darmyl.
No, he's not. Darmyl wouldn't do that. He would not smash a gravestone just because he can't read his own language.
That's good.
Do we have any like chalk or charcoal and paper that we could take an etching of it?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Would that help?
If you have it in your inventory, if you have parchment, you're able to do this etching, sure.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything I could make a case for.
Anybody have parchment?
I have a scroll case full of notes that I would guess might have some blank sheets of paper in it.
Let me find out if it does for you now. It has 4 pages of empty pages total amongst all of them. So if you kind of like put all 4 of them together, you can get an etching of the whole stone. But then you'll have no blank paper left.
Yeah, Ember's just gonna not raise her hand for that one. Perhaps we should simply leave this gravesite in peace. We haven't had the best of luck with gravesites.
Oh wait, no, yes we have. Darmyl and I got a crap ton of gold off of a grave.
That's true. I mean, no, we didn't.
What a thing to say.
Let's go back to trying to figure out this elvish, clearly gravestone.
Can concur, not my language.
I'm looking at what I have. I have ink, but that won't.
I am going to go ahead and use a spell slot, and I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages.
Nice.
And just kind of silently walk up and touch it, because I do have to be touching it to figure out what the writing says.
It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. The spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or a list, which is an arcane sigil. This isn't part of the written language. Yeah, so after about a minute of standing and holding your hand to this stone, you know that it says, "Speak, friend, and receive your treasure."
I'm just going to kind of
Hey, Darmyl.
tilt my head and look at it, and out loud, all I'm going to say is, "But what do I need to speak?"
What does it say?
Yeah, what's it say?
It says to speak now, friends, and receive a treasure.
Is that really what it said?
As far as you know.
Could someone speak Dwarvish to it?
I
No,
say.
I want you to say what it said. Say exactly what it said. What did it say? It said. Zach, can you repeat exactly what it said?
It said, it said, "Speak, friend, and then receive a treasure."
Okay.
Speak, friend, and then receive a treasure.
So, Darmyl, can you say in Dwarvish the word friend?
I say friend in Dwarvish.
I'd like it just canonically. What word is that?
Hit. That's not the word.
It's oh gosh, this is a whole it's friend.
The word friend in Dwarvish is friend?
It's weird. It's a weird overlap.
Hold on.
Okay.
They both have romantic backers. No, that's bad. Hang on. I need a quick.
Worker? No, that's clan. Dang.
Stop it.
Don't worry, it won't like come up later and like be relevant in the future. So like it's totally not super important, probably.
Probably.
It is Freen. Freen.
Cool. We'll go with that then. As you say this word, Freen, the like dirt around the center of the grave where like a body would be buried, it lowers into kind of a sinkhole, and then there's a small sack sitting where a body normally would be laid to rest.
I'm gonna.
You said right?
I grab the sack.
Okay.
That's what she said.
I just used the Dwarvish translator for Dungeons and Dragons, and the word friend is actually friend.
Yo. Amazing.
That's amazing.
It was Scottish is
Just
what I looked up right there.
With a heavy German accent.
That's really funny, though.
That's
you did
amazing.
that off the cuff, and yeah.
All right. As to what is in the small sack, I will have Darmyl, since this was your thing, I'll have you roll a D100 again, please.
Okay. Probably the biggest roll of Darmyl's life.
And yay for Kaza for being the translator.
Sparrow.
83.
83. You find in this a small locked box that quietly hums a lovely melody at night, but you always forget the melody in the morning. That's what is in here. So it is daytime, so it's not making any noise. So that'll just be an item that you can add to your inventory as a, what's it called?
Other possessions.
Thank you, that one.
Can do. Oh, I love my new little music box. Darmyl like holds it and looks to Sparrow and just sort of like with a very thankful look and also a huge amount of embarrassment for not knowing his own language.
It's gonna kind of squint at him a little. Like, please explain why I had to read your own language to you.
Darmyl sort of gestures around and says, "Every second we've spent together isn't enough evidence."
Fair points.
Ember, having watched Darmyl pick up this bag of treasure, remembers that when she was in bear form fighting the Ents, she picked up a sack from the Ents and carried it and carried it and carried it and forgot to look in it.
Uh-huh.
And it is still in her backpack, and she would like to pull it out and look in it.
Okay. Works for me. I actually have a roll on this already. So we need to pull up this chart. Alright, I need you to roll 2 percentiles.
2 percentiles. 51 and 84.
And the second one was
84.
84. So you wouldn't believe this, but one of the 2 items in your pouch is a small black box that quietly hums a lovely melody at night, but you always forget it in the morning. Yeah. So, and then the other item in that sack was a pallid pair of leather gloves crafted with ivory fingernails.
Crafted with ivory what?
Fingernails, like scratchy at the end of the gloves.
Spicy.
Creepy. Ember gets really excited about her music box and holds it up to Darmyl.
Darmyl comes over and cheerses the music boxes together, just lightly taps them.
And they're both
Hey,
silent,
me too.
which is the best part.
With small matching locked boxes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, since we have 2 of them, we could try to open one at one point and still have a lovely music box that we'll never get annoyed with.
Sure, if you want to smash yours on the ground, feel free.
I mean, I do have a locking set. I don't know what you think of me.
Of course.
Shall we continue on? I would like to get to Vallaki as soon as possible.
Of course. How far is it from here?
Like a day's journey-ish?
Fair enough.
But we're almost to the waterfall, which is a beautiful sight to behold. And then we're halfway there.
Wonderful. Would anyone like to lead the way?
Yes, anyone.
So, which direction exactly are we going?
So we're following this trail.
Oh, okay, I see.
Are there any goats on this trail?
There are not. So this is very kind of
Shoot.
like it's like when you walk at the top of like a ridge, but you're kind of at the top of it already.
Okay.
There? You said 8 spaces, right?
8 spaces.
8, and I can move to here.
I was not counting, so I'll follow someone.
I think I can get all the way there.
I think Darmyl can also get all the way there
Yeah.
as the lead of the party. So I will allow everyone else to also get all the way there because one of you could. Excuse me. Which will bring us to Serene Halls.
Guys, I hate to say, but I think we just lost one final fight.
What is that noise?
Serene, your background conversation's a little loud. Thank you.
All right. Irina kind of leads you all up to the edge of the waterfall. As you've kind of been going along the way, there is in fact a very large waterfall rising up above you, even though you're at the top of this area, this kind of bluff, and there's not a clear path. Well, that is random as heck. Don't need two of you. There's this large, like you're on top of a bluff, and then there's this large mountain pouring a waterfall right across your path forward to continue on your way. 1 second. There was once a great stone bridge spanning the river, but it appears to have fallen into disrepair. You see at your side, and on the far side where the bridge once was connected to, and you have around this much bridge still intact, made of stone, and the rest is crumbled and under the water due to not being kept up over the years. On the physical wall itself, there does appear to be perches that one may be able to hop from one to the next, as there are carved into the side of the wall a series of gargoyles.
Hmm.
Does anybody have rope? I have rope too, but I can step across. I can misty step across with rope. I don't know if that would allow it to, if someone to hold onto one end.
I also have rope, and yes, I think that's. What's a misty step?
Misty step.
Darmyl's just impressed.
Yeah. I haven't tried it yet. I'm curious.
It allows you to teleport 30 feet. And it is 50 feet across the water.
If I were to... So the first... I can also jump really far. So, the question is, if I had a piece of rope with me, and then I were to Misty Step and leave one of the ends with my party member, would it end up with me, or would the teleportation cause a problem?
Your piece of the rope, let's see.
Because the other option
I'm
is
gonna rule it that the whole rope would go with you since you're touching it and teleporting, and it's an inanimate object.
The other option is I can step of the wind, and it doubles my jump distance for this turn. But I don't know where to figure out what my jump distance is.
Is the water relatively deep?
Yes, it is relatively deep.
Is it calm?
It is the bottom of a waterfall with a torrential amount of water being poured down into it, which is all this splashy foamy. So there's a lot of water pressure here, and as you can probably guess, with very little, I'm trying to say, there's probably a healthy amount of undertow. Due to the closeness to the source.
What?
Another option is I could go on these stepping stones, as it were, with a rope, and then secure it on the other side, so it makes it a little bit easier for people to get across on the stepping stones.
I think whatever we do, our rope should probably be a core component to it.
Okay.
Knowing
that it is 50 feet across, and the rope that I have is 50 feet long, do we tie two ropes together?
For sure, and I hand you mine.
Can I tie it together?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And then what do you need me to do to get across these jumpy thingies?
So they are each 10 feet up from the ground, so you have to climb up to them. Would you like to perceive them ahead of trying to climb up to them?
Yes.
Since you have gotten closer. So I'll have you roll perception.
11.
They're gargoyles, like I said, and they appear to be gargoyles that are slightly dampish, maybe? That's a good way to put it. Dampish. They're dampish.
Okay. Well, we gotta get across, right?
Right.
So, I will climb up to the first one.
All right, so I'll have you just do a acrobatics to climb.
14.
Yeah, you can get up there. After you've climbed atop it, because you're here and can physically sense it with your being atop it, it is actually quite slick. There's a type of like black moss growing on the top and sides of it, which creates kind of a very slippery surface. You had a nice benefit here of having claws.
Then definitely rope for other folks is a good idea. All right. Well, I'm just gonna make my way across slowly. Darmyl, would you hold on to the other end of the rope, and if I fall, pull me back.
Belay on.
What do I need to do next?
So how are you going to get to the next one?
I'm gonna jump.
So the next one is 5 feet away. So you should be able to long step onto it, or
Sure. Long step.
So is your character barefoot, by the way? Like, do you just have feetsies and claws on your feet?
I think so, yeah. Maybe some rags wrapped around him a little bit, but not feet, not shoes.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to get to the next one pretty effortlessly. Same thing, very slick, but able to dig them claws in and get the good purchase.
Then the next one?
Also 5 feet away. Should be able to do the same thing.
Cool. And the next one?
That one's 15 feet away.
So, long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump, which you can't do.
Correct.
This rule assumes the height of your jump doesn't matter. Is there with Step of the Wind? It is, I'm going back to that, sorry. You can spend a key point to double your jump distance. So I will spend a key point to jump that distance.
All right. So you are able to jump that distance with that spent key point. You will need to make the acrobatics check to land.
Okay. That is a 16.
So you're able to land successfully without slipping or falling. Which is good because you were like right behind the waterfalls. This is like one of the wettest spots you could land on.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. Let's just be clear about that. I will use another key point to do the next jump.
Yep, also another 15-footer. So you're able to make that jump as well for distance, and you'll have to make another acrobatics on the save.
It's 11, but I'd like to use my inspiration.
Okay.
And that's just another roll, right?
Yes, gives you advantage on that roll.
That's a 24. I'm glad I did that.
You can definitely land on the next one effortlessly.
What does the land, how do I pinpoint a thing? What does the land over, do I have to jump to the next one, or can I jump to the land?
So the next one is about 10 feet away, whereas the land is you're going to have to jump that 10 feet plus like the 10 feet down, so you're looking at 20 feet right there. In the sense of if you drop more than 10 feet, you're looking at fall damage, unless it's like...
I have feather fall, or slow fall.
Oh, is it a feature trait?
Reactions, slow fall, you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by 20.
Oh, nifty, that's very useful. Yeah, so then you could probably, if you can jump 20 feet.
I will, how far is this one? Is it 15?
10.
10. Then I'd like to, if I can, just jump, but if I need to use a key point, I will.
You can jump up to 12 feet.
Okay. Then I will jump, and I assume I need to make an acrobatics check again.
Yes. One more.
That's a 7. But if I fall...
You can use slow fall, correct, and you do fall.
Okay. That's okay. Then I'm gonna... Yep, I'm gonna fall. It's not gonna be graceful, but I got the rope across.
Yeah, so now you're across. Before you move from that spot, Serene, I would like to point that you both, in fact, do have this attached 100-foot rope that is technically presently behind the flowing water waterfall.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Which is 20 feet across, pouring water with a very heavy cubic volume of water and pressure, just so that you're aware that if you try to move the rope to the other side of the waterfall, you're going to have to make strength checks to not let go of the rope, is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
Is there a place that I can tie it to over here, or no?
Can we just loop it around the gargoyles a few times?
Let me find out. No. It will not have the desired effect, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna hang on to it and hope that no one falls in while they're jumping, but the rope will at least help people get across, right?
Yeah, I was kind of picturing a shimmying Barovia Ninja Warrior championship style maneuver.
Okay, well, I'm gonna request that not the Warforged go next, so that when the Warforged goes across, we have a couple people holding onto the rope in case they fall.
Yeah.
That would be logical.
Ember, is there any chance you can transform into a swimming creature to get yourself across?
I was just thinking that. Or we get some, does Darmyl know what a sea turtle is?
I certainly can if I fall into the water, transform into something that would be beneficial. So why don't I go last in case, or go later in case there's a problem with the rope?
Okay.
Sparrow, would you like to try next?
Yeah,
Light of foot.
who's got up?
Suppose I can try to go next.
Seem least likely to put a weight limit on our rope.
Yeah.
Sorara's gonna do the gargoyle jumps.
Say that again?
Are you gonna do the gargoyle hopping?
I guess we're gonna try.
Alright. So I'll take a acrobatics to get up to that first one.
16.
And you're able to get up there.
Okay.
And does the rope give any sort of advantage or whatever?
It will prevent disadvantage on the landing for those that are wearing shoes.
Okay.
Which is an advantage in and of itself.
Really is. Yep.
The first two, you're able to step very casually, Sparrow. So you're able to get out to this
Nobody
one.
gets here.
Now you have a standing long jump of 15 feet. You're able to naturally jump 13 feet without a running start. Is there anything you can do to give yourself the last 2 feet?
Not unless acrobatics will help me.
Roll a perception, please.
22 with a nat 20.
With a nat 20? Alright, your nat 20 has gleaned you. There is a small foot purchase right here that you can use as a middle jumping point.
Wonderful. I'm gonna kind of try to point that out to the people below me still waiting. So I can just get here, correct?
Yep. So that'll get you the first 5 feet. It'll have to be a push off with one leg motion. It's not large enough for you to stand on. It's a passing by, but it will put you close enough to jump the last 12 feet onto the next post of gargoyle.
Yeah.
As you jump across, that foothold crumbles just as you leave it.
Oh, well, so much for that.
As you land, since you have jumped more than 10 feet, I'll need an acrobatics saving throw.
I don't have it in my saving throws.
It's not just
what
not
would
as a
it be
saving
next?
throw. Just do it as a skill check.
Okay. Alright. 14?
All right, that'll be good enough. All right, we got another 15-foot one. You
Can I just Misty Step the rest of the way?
You have Misty Step.
I do.
You can Misty Step to this one. Yes, right above.
Alright. Use that. And we're gonna hop over here.
Yep. And Misty Stepping is a Misty Step, so you're able to get there without any falling or landing because you just appear there. And to crawl the 10 feet down to Serene with the having the rope bit, you're able to do that without any trouble. So I won't make you roll for that.
You said you won't?
Nope, you can get down without any real effort.
Cool. Gonna hop down, look at Serene with a little smile and a wave. Next.
I think we should save. We should go if everyone's okay with it. I don't know where we want to put our guests in this order. But I think we should probably the last two should be the Warforged and then Darmyl.
Yes.
So, an aside question. Can I drown?
I suppose technically not. Technically not, because you don't breathe, and you're not gonna drown, but you are made of wiry doodads, and batteries can positively affect you. So there's other detriments.
Right. The reason I ask is that if I do fall or whatever, depending on how fast the current is or what kind of physical damage I could possibly get, I would potentially be the least at risk by going through the water or in the water than anyone else.
Okay, I see what you're saying. For the knowledge of you, if you were to go that route, I would just have you note that because you're moving through, like you're talking about walking at the base of the water, you're able to sink successfully without damage because of slow sinking. It's difficult terrain, so you move at half speed, and so there will be rounds between effect of being under water pressure and movement. And then because it is a depth that is undetermined, you'll have to climb out on the other bank.
Okay. And that's only if I fall.
Correct. Or choose to willingly go in for some reason.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think it would be best as a group for me to go last because I have that safeguard. Okay.
I'm very fine not being on this side of the river or waterfall by myself.
Okay.
Sounds good to Darmyl. Me.
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
So when do our little NPCs go?
Farah says that he'll go after Irina goes.
Should we send Irina?
Might as well.
Oh, ouch.
We got numbers on both sides, and apparently someone over there can, bang through the air.
It's really too bad I can't just toss them and let somebody catch them.
All right. So Farah will assist Irina getting up to the first gargoyle. She kind of makes a fuss of the whole endeavor, but doesn't have any real issues getting up there because of her background in combat that she has. All right, so she can also do the base movements to getting out to the third one. That's an interesting number on that dice. So we started out really, really strong with her not seeing any extra footholds or purchases to get by on. So I'd like it to be known that while she's standing there kind of deciding what to do next, she kind of puts the rope like kind of between the crook of her arm, so she's not holding it, but it's like attached to her, and she starts to like put her hair up into like a really tight bun. And then she yells really loudly, "Hold on tight," and then jumps into the water.
What?
Huh?
She's holding the rope.
She's holding
I'm holding the
onto
rope.
I'm gonna turn to Sparrow and say, "Help me hold the rope."
Sparrow is very much helping.
Get on this.
So super fascinating, but as she's swimming towards the pressure of the waterfall, she does in fact lose her grip on the rope.
Oh my god.
Because she's too confident for her own good. She is swept out, but is able to pull herself up on a log that is floating. And it's not like floating down the river, it's like stuck on something, and she's able to kind of grab it as she's pushed along. Super fun. So this has been good so far. Sorry, go ahead. Ember?
No, I was just that's a conundrum. That's all I've got.
I'm gonna shout out to her, "Can you direct yourself to the next log in the river?"
Between much coughing and nodding, probably. Farah, seeing this, kind of just casually, super casually, kind of starts rolling up his sleeves. Super slowly rolling up his sleeves. Super slowly rolls up his sleeves and stands out next to, but not in the water, and raises his arms up and starts an incantation. And casts a second level spell on Irina, which has her now, trying to find the right symbol. 1 second, please. There are a lot of symbols. I don't think it's an option here. At any rate, he casts the spell and she starts levitating 20 feet above the water.
What?
As she started levitating, could she have pushed herself in the direction of the other side of the river?
Yes. Yes, she can. So slowly, just as she levitates 20 feet above the ground, she's able to have pushed herself as she's felt herself rising, and so she's kind of just slowly moving, in a direction with no control or ability to stop herself.
I'm gonna I'm gonna hand the rope to Sparrow and try and do a high jump to grab her foot and bring her back down.
That'll be a 20-foot jump. If you run 15 feet first, you should be able to do it with a successful acrobatics check.
Hang on, my kid is talking to me.
So, quick question. Has she, at this point, successfully removed the rope from our ability to use it?
Nope, she lost her grip on the rope. The rope is still behind the waterfall in the hands of Sparrow and Darmyl. It's just really wet now.
I am back. So you need me to do a 15-foot run and then jump?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep, and an acrobatics to succeed.
A 23.
Yep, you're able to pull her down.
I'm gonna carry her over. Is she still levitating, or can I
levitating
have her hold on to something?
She's kind of like a balloon right now.
Okay. Is there a post? Is there a post right here that she can hang on to?
Yeah, she can hold on to a rock or something nearby. So
okay,
she's just kind of like holding on with her arms, and her legs are kind of kicked up above her.
That's what I would like her to do, and then I'll go back to holding on to the rope.
Did they already have balloons in Barovia, or did we just invent them?
I don't think they have them yet.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the type of place that would have that sort of tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Oh my god.
Ember's just looking incredulously at Farah.
He's smiling. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Hey. Neat trick.
I could let her down anytime too.
Oh my god. I shouldn't find that funny, but oh my god.
Darmyl is, of course, staring at the Irina Loon in fascination.
Irina Loon.
Yep.
Darmyl yells out, "Next!"
Crew, as I look at this river and the distance between those jumps, I don't know that I'm going to have any better luck than our friend Irina there in this form. So I think Ember is looking at the rocks and the river and trying to decide whether she should be a creature that would do well on slippery things and jumping, or a large creature that swims really well in a river. Could you describe again what she's seeing for the water?
So the water appears to be an unknown depth. It is it's not like a raging river, but it is going rapidly. Not whitewater rafting rapidly, but quickly enough that if you were like a turtle, you'd get swept away. A goldfish, definitely swept away. Something a little hardier, like a salmon, maybe not.
Well, I mean, it does say that brown bears are very good at swimming.
That's true.
So I think, crew, what if I go across in bear form, and Darmyl, I could wait until you're crossing and try and catch you if you slip across the rock. in bear form, there's a chance I could keep you from barreling down the river.
As I look down at my heavy armor, I go, I don't hate that idea.
Also, at this point, Ember just might be more comfortable in bear form than human form.
Okay.
Well then,
Just to be
Farah,
clear, the group,
Darmyl?
I currently have no plan other than just trying to hop across. I have no tricks. My rope's already tied up here. I am crossing my fingers.
Ember just like looks sideways at Darmyl and then just wild shapes into the largest bear that she can muster.
I flinch and then I play it off like I don't flinch.
So everybody's paying attention to Ember as they turn into a bear, question mark, or what are you all doing at this exact moment in time?
I'm
Observing.
Yeah, I'm watching the bear.
Serene and Sparrow, are you also watching across the river to see what your allies are doing?
Kind of squinty eyeing at Pharaoh, wondering why he couldn't just levitate the rest of us over here.
Good reaction, good reaction. Okay, Serene?
Judging.
I'm gonna just keep an eye on this lady that's floating and make sure she's not gonna go away.
Okay. And Darmyl and Starbird, you both said you're watching Ember turn into a bear as she jumps into the water. So
Yeah, we're in the chat.
I would like Shepherd to roll a perception with advantage, Darmyl and Serene and Sparrow to roll a perception with disadvantage, please.
How do I roll perception with advantage if it's not?
It is.
So I get to do it too. Never mind.
5 or a 5. 7.
4.
I got a 17.
5.
All right, so Sparrow, you and Farah will both notice that the tall cliff and the waterfall down the side of the cliff, it's very sheer face, but also has like the random jutting out high up, boulders and stuff. And kind of like a game of like Plinko, there are zombies falling down the wall into the water.
That's wonderful.
I didn't notice anything with my 17.
No, Shepherd and Farah noticed. No one else noticed.
Oh, I thought you said Sparrow.
Sorry, I said the wrong name if that's what I said. All right, and then we are going to do the second ones, which at this point now everyone is now aware that there are zombies now floating in the water. And any reactions?
And they're just floating on the water.
To note, there are now dead or zombies, undead, in the water. So don't. Yeah, don't go in the water. Or if you do go in the water, move very quickly.
Well, can zombies swim?
Yeah,
They're kind of brain dead.
I don't know. Do we know how zombies react?
Let's call it an Arcana check.
Okay.
Everyone?
Mm-hmm.
18.
I got a nat 20. So 23. Nat 20.
$11 for Ember.
Okay.
10.
3.
All right, the DC on this check was a 16, so a 16 or higher. We'll note that In the case of zombies, they have a terrain that they are more effective in, but that is specific to how the zombie died.
Oh.
Any chance these were all on a yacht before they died?
That is very likely. It is completely up to the chance of the roll, so to speak. Irina is no longer floating next to you as she falls to the ground. She's been close enough that it doesn't damage her Serene, because the spell that was keeping her aloft ends as zombies fall next to you. And roll initiative, please.
Yeah.
Woof. 10.
17.
I got a 7 as well.
14.
11.
I'm sorry, one second, guys. Something is going on that is funky.
I can't stand these dice. I have to change them.
Alright, can you give me your numbers one more time, please?
17.
10.
7.
11.
14 for Ember.
Alright, Sparrow's up first.
I'm gonna have to pass the rope completely off to Serene for this. Let me see. Guess I will step between Irina and this here zombie and use my battle axe on him. We're gonna aim for his head. We're gonna roll a 17 plus 3 for a 20 to hit.
Beautiful.
And that will do 8 damage.
Well, you've chopped off his left arm and his left leg. Still
And we're
kind
gonna
of
use-
hopping there.
We're gonna use my second battle axe. I did not. If you said if that would or would not hit, I did not hear you.
I'm sorry, what did you say it
He
was?
dropped out. Same again.
The second one was a 13 to hit.
That does hit.
And that will be 3 damage.
Alright, well, as the powerhouse you are, you've managed to completely annihilate it in one turn, causing it to fly into the water and drift down and get stuck against the parts of the bridge that are still there.
Let's create a bridge of bodies. Let's go.
Anyways, Ember, you're up next.
Excellent. How deep is the water where the zombie to Ember's right is?
You're in the water at this point, correct? Because you just jumped in, which is what we were doing at the start of this.
I shifted, but I wasn't going to jump in until Darmyl crossed.
Okay. So the water there, let's call... Do you have, like, any special senses as a bear?
I have keen smell. Advantage on smell.
Since this would be a vision and wisdom-based decision, let's call this just a normal nature check, then.
Okay. 15.
It's between 25 and 50 feet down to the bottom. Ish.
Okay, well then, instead, Ember as bear will just walk up here towards this other zombie on ground and take one very large angry bite while Ember's cat makes very loud playing noises in the background.
Okay.
That would be a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Great. 12 piercing damage.
You were able to pierce right through it and destroy its entirety out of existence.
Great. Ember just nods once as a giant bear head and harumphs.
And the corpse on the ground before you oddly and mysteriously rolls its way to the water before falling in and flowing downstream until it gets caught against the bridge that once was there. Anyways, next up is Serene.
I want to make sure that the rope is attached to me, because I don't want to lose it.
Okay. Is that all you're going to do for your turn?
Is it a free action, or is it...
We'll call it a free action, yes.
Okay. Then I will attack with my quarterstaff. The one that is
5 feet
on
away
the
from
wall? Near the wall?
you. Yeah, it's like right next to the wall in the water. I'd like to make it clear, too, that the ones that are in the water are treading water in place.
That's not creepy at all.
No, that's
Well,
not.
there goes my first idea.
I will, that is a 15 to attack it.
Okay, that'll hit.
And that's 6 damage.
Alright. It is still...
And that is all I can do.
Alright. Darmyl.
That doesn't do what I want. I have no...
Are more zombies appearing while we're fighting?
Yes. That is a correct description of what's happening.
What would we say happens if someone falls prone when they're treading water?
What do you mean?
If I commanded the zombie there to grovel or dive or
stop treading water, basically.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. The spell has no effect if the target is undead.
Oh. I missed that line. Shoot.
No worries.
Shoot. I guess because that requires...
Keeping in mind
Right, I
that
guess.
one did just fall next to you right before your turn began.
Oh, that one's alive. That's not a dead one.
No, the dead ones will have the skulls. next to the corner.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, never mind then. I'm sorry for the delay. I was trying
Not
to
a
figure
worry.
out what I could do. Said I'm just gonna. It's Warhammering time. So I'm gonna one-handed Warhammer. That is woof a 8 to hit.
It does not hit.
All right. Well then, we're gonna, I guess, just wave at him, and that's gonna be it. I don't really want to move. I'm holding onto the rope, make sure that's nice and secure, and see what happens next.
All right, Shepard, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Sacred Flame on 60 feet. On this guy. Can I point to him? Yeah,
This
you
one?
can see where I'm at. Yep,
Yep.
you got it. I'm gonna use that there. It's a 13 dexterity save.
That is a failed dex save.
All right. And let me roll it. And it's a 3 Sacred Flame damage.
Alright. Well, you may not believe this, but that one was already pretty dead, and does die, and continues to do that thing that Sparrow totally said before was probably happening. Randomly.
Body. You hear Darmyl slowly start chanting, "Body bridge, body bridge, body bridge."
So, first up, next in the encounter order, is zombie right here attacking a Serene with a long, so they're like treading water and like they're trying to swing up at your legs with a, they're actually holding another skeleton's arm for a 12 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, that is all they can do.
Sweet.
We have the one that Darmyl was swinging at, which swings at Darmyl
Bring it on, come on.
with a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And they hit you with another zombie's arm for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Alrighty.
Next up, so this guy right here who's moving is able to move an astoundingly quick swimming speed and jumps kind of like a fish onto land, heading straight for Shepard, wielding a wooden staff with a 9 to hit. Good at swimming, bad at combat.
Yeah, definitely.
We have 2 more descending into the water and leaping up to attack Serene. With a 19 to hit on the first one,
That'll hit.
and a 22 to hit on the second one,
Also hits.
for a total of 4 bludgeoning damage between the 2.
Wait, you're over next to me?
Yep.
Okay, that's not Serene.
Ember, I'm so sorry, I said the wrong name
Yep.
again. I'm sorry.
Sorry, what was it to hit?
A 19 and a 22.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
It's 4 bludgeoning. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, thank you.
It's okay.
We have, this one has gone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and Irina. So we have 4 attacks coming at you, Serene, but for real this time. 1 was a 19, everything else was below an 11. What's your AC?
A 15.
Okay, so only one actually will hit you out of all of those swings. For 5 bludgeoning damage, and against Irina, that's a success. These digital dice are really slow, I agree. For 6. And that is it for their turn.
They need to go away.
And then...
Not that I want it to happen. Not that I want it to happen, but do they have flanking?
Do they have flanking? Yes.
Okay, did you roll for flanking?
I did.
Okay,
I
just checking.
rolled a lot of single-digit numbers.
Cool.
Farah is last in the turn order with an initiative roll of 4. Bless their sweet soul. Let's see. Excuse me. They are going to cast Word of Radiance on the one nearest to them. A fail on the con save, so they will do 8 radiant damage, which will kill the one next to Shepherd. And the body will mysteriously and truly unexpectedly swim or, magically go into a line against the other bodies that are magically in a suspicious line. Sparrow,
Body bridge. Body bridge. Body bridge.
Yes, Sparrow, it is your turn.
Alright. I will shimmy over here. And we're gonna try to attack this boy right in front of Serene.
Mm-hmm.
With my trusty battle axe. Number 1.
This one is when you're attacking, yes.
Click again. The one in front of Serene?
Well, you can't share the same space as an enemy.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to be here because it shows him in the water.
No, there's one right here in this space.
I can't see that. For me, he's in the water.
Okay. Yeah, so each of the space, so basically you're in a corner and every space is taken except for this space.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so yeah, I'll click the one that's there then, because I can't see him, so I'm gonna rely on you. But I rolled a 22 to hit.
Beautiful, you can roll your damage.
5.
Alright. He is still alive. Well, as alive as he could be.
Trusty battle axe number 2. 14 to hit?
Yep, that'll hit.
6 damage.
And that'll slice him clean in 2.
Bye-bye.
And I don't have to say what happens next. I think everyone knows at this point. Now there's an opening there if you wanted to escape the confined boundaries of being trapped in the corner.
Good for the moment.
Okay. Next in the queue is Ember.
How are the 3 zombies next to me looking?
Slightly undead.
Great. I am going to go ahead and hit the one between me and Shepherd with another angry brown bear toothy hello. Oof. Do I get advantage to hit?
This one?
Flanking? Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Ooh, that's great. Because that was not good. Okay, so that'll be a 21 to hit.
Oh, that'll definitely hit.
Great. 7 piercing damage.
It is still up, but not looking good.
Great. Well, it is my multi-attack, so I will go ahead and immediately just slash it across the face with some claws.
All right.
12 to hit.
All right, roll your damage.
Right. $14.
Oh yeah. This is like this one is doing the same thing that all the others do, but I want to be very clear. It's like pieces, like not a attached whole zombie, like shredded Resident Evil 1 pieces.
Nice.
Anything else you want to do on that turn there, or can do, Ember?
No, Ember's just gonna hang out there looking angry and satisfied.
Okay. Serene, you're up next.
I will attack the one that I attacked before.
All right.
And that is 23.
Yep. And so roll your damage.
9.
I'm destroyed.
Sweet. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Next up, we have a Darmyl.
All right. Warhammer in time. Do I have flanking via Ember?
No.
I didn't think so. Worth a shot. All right. Nope. Rolled that with advantage, so we'll just redo that. That is a 10 plus 5.
Yep, that'll do.
Okay. And I'm going to... I'm not going to smite this thing. What am I thinking? So that's a D8 plus 3. 7.
You said 7?
It's a 4 plus 3.
Yes, so it is still up, but is looking rather crumbly. So that's a good word. Crumbly. Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Shepherd, you're up next.
Alright, gonna play the same thing. So 13 dex save.
0.
Wow. Alright. Rolling. Wow, jeez. 2 sacred flame damage.
Alright.
And that's this guy right in front of me, obviously.
Yep.
Pardon me.
Still alive. Scroll through all the dead ones. Going up against a Darmyl, the one that's bloodied and damaged, rolls a 15 to hit.
No.
The one that Shepherd just attacked, a 10 to hit.
No.
Serene. An 8, a 15. Alright, so we had a 15 as the highest of the first 2 attackers.
I have a 15, so...
So no hits on the first 2. And then the
Yay.
last 2 are attacking Sparrow. And do not have flanking, and they rolled a 13 and a 4.
Nope.
So none of the zombies have managed to land a blow. And then Farah is up next. Sacred Flame. Oh, okay, well that's awkward. The zombies did a save, so top of the round with Sparrow.
Right. I will, since I reloaded my screen and can see a little bit, use my axe on the 1, 2 at the left of Irina.
Alright,
Oh, that one's not gonna hit. That was a 4.
that's true. It won't.
We will try the other axe with a 16 to hit.
Not sure will.
And that'll do 6 damage.
Wow. Well, this one had not great constitution and not great fortitude. All right. Next up, we have an Ember.
You may be shocked to learn that Ember is going to turn around and bite. I'm just going to take one step over and turn around and bite this zombie over here.
Alrighty.
Great. Do this the straightforward way. $15 to hit.
Alright, damage.
I'm going to use Savage Attacker feat to reroll that damage. Oh, it's the same. 7 piercing.
Alright, that does take it the rest of the way out.
Can I use my multi-attack on a second target, or only
Yeah.
2 attacks in target? In that case, Ember would swing around, claws out towards the last remaining zombie. Which would be 12 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 12 damage.
And that destroys it. Utterly and completely.
So Darmyl wouldn't even be able to try to grab the body before it rolls away?
I mean, you can try to grab it as it rolls away, but parts of it will still escape your grasp.
Yeah, we'll let that one go. I had a whole plan, but
Do you want to grab like an arm as it rolls away?
Darmyl doesn't want chunks, no.
Ah. I see.
There's a whole water skiing behind a zombie idea that he had that chunks don't really support.
Yeah, that makes sense. Serene, you get to go next.
I will attack. I don't remember how to. The one that's in the water closest to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how to make it do its pinpointy thing. That's the one. Yes.
Hold the left mouse button, the left clicky.
Yeah, that didn't do it. Oh, there we go. Maybe? Was it you or me? Nope. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna attack it.
Alright, roll to hit.
For that's a 17.
Beautiful. Damage?
And that's 8 damage.
Oh wow. Well, you bludgeoned this one to death very effectively. I can get behind that.
Sweet. That's it for my turn.
Okie doke. Next in our queue is a Darmyl.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna sorry. I was making sure you heard.
I did, yeah. I was pondering. So I think Darmyl would like to. Yell out, Serene, trust the body bridge. Let go of the rope. I've got it. In an effort to make sure we end up with the rope and it doesn't end up swift the way down the river, and we probably is not going to be the thing that gets us across anymore because Darmyl is completely sold on this body bridge. Has been since like the third body got stuck. And selfishly wants to be able to run down and join the fray, but doesn't want us to lose all our rope.
Serene, can you roll a perception, please, to see if you can hear over the sounds that are currently happening?
That's a 6, so no.
Okay. Darmyl, you are unheard.
All right, well, I sort of tug at the rope and don't feel any change in resistance, indicating that it was probably drowned out by the waterfall. Darmyl assumes she just doesn't know Dwarvish because no one knows Dwarvish. Clearly, that's dumb. And then I just hold my post and I guess hold my turn because I'm unwilling to let go of this rope for the moment.
Let's try X. Shepherd, you're up next.
I'm just gonna pass for now. I'm just gonna pass my turn because there's nothing I can really do.
All right. Last two zombos are going to attack Sparrow on the first one with a dirty 20 to hit
That'll do.
for 4 bludgeoning damage. And
Okay.
Serene, a 12 to hit, which we've
Does
established does not. And then it's Sparrow's turn again.
Nah. The wing at the one up here. Looks like between Serene and the wall.
Got it.
15 to hit.
Beautiful. Damage.
A whole 2.
Okay.
And my next swing is a 5, so that's not gonna hit.
Yeah, it does not. Ember?
How sturdy does the body bridge look?
Wobbly but sturdy. Like it looks like to your bare eyes like they are magically affixed to each other because physics would not allow such a thing to occur.
Seems very unnatural and untrustworthy. I will also wait for my turn.
Yes, this is definitely not a thing of nature, per se. Alright, Serene.
Yeah, I'll attack the one that's in the water.
Alright.
And that's in that one. So, nope.
That is true.
Nope. Yep, no.
Okay.
So, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Darmyl, back to you.
I try my yelling out plan again.
Alright. Still no reception, apparently.
Nope.
Call.
Nope.
By the look of it.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8, in case you missed it.
Yeah. I also yell out, that body bridge looks totally natural. I understand these physics.
Shepherd,
This is awesome.
next.
Body bridge. Body bridge.
So, how long is this jump between the last body and the first body?
What do you mean?
Let me move my character, stupid thing.
Click select tokens on the top left, because you're probably on
I
the ruler
did.
still.
It's being dumb. It's got me set on select targets, select tokens. There. Now it's letting me. Okay. Yeah, because it looks like that would be a small hop. Like, is this stable enough for me to start walking across to go over and fight with them?
That would take a first step to determine.
That'll take a what?
A first step to determine.
Oh, God. All right, I'm going to risk it.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single foot.
As you step on the first floating body, Shepherd, even though as you're looking at the body, like you're perceiving it with your eye holes, and it looks like bumpy and like, you know, rigid and like not a flat surface because it's not a flat surface. When you put your foot down, you are met with a flat, smooth surface.
Oh, wonderful. They made the bridge. Okay. So I can only move 30 feet, right?
Hmm. You can move to
And I'm
you can move to this space here.
that one? Righty. I'm going to move here and stand here.
Yep, completely flat, steady, sturdy, like as though upon an actual stone bridge.
Darmyl is
Wonderful.
yelling right now.
I'm super, super pumped.
This is about the most stoked anyone's seen him.
Zombonis be attacking the same people in the same order. 21 to hit Sparrow
That'll hit.
for 2 bludgeoning damage.
That will not hit hard.
I don't know, 11 to hit Serene. Again.
Nope.
Sparrow, back to you.
I'm gonna swing at the same one I swung at before. That first one will not hit. The second one will be a 20 to hit.
Awesome. Damage.
8.
Oh, that'll do the trick. That'll knock it the rest of the way down to death. Ember.
Ember would also start making her way across the zombie bridge. How does it like a bear and a Warforged on it?
It seems to feel underfoot like perfectly smooth, but kind of it gives you like flat kind of granite stone feels under your foots.
Excellent. Well, then Ember will just continue to be very adrenaline filled and run the full 40 feet she is entitled in bear form.
Alright. Did you want to dash and run double
Sure do.
that?
Can I dash around Shepherd without knocking
Yeah.
Shepherd?
Yep, you
in the
can
water?
pass through a space, and as long as you don't land in it.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
Zombie is totally a bear and a Warforged are all wide.
Great. Well, then I think I get to be. There we go. Over here.
Body bridge, body bridge, body
Alright.
bridge.
Serene is next in the pecking order.
I know it's going to come as a shock, but I'm going to attack the one in the water.
Yes. It is a
That is
surprise.
also not one, so nothing happens.
Poor Serene is having a hard time with it. Darmyl.
Darmyl's a dwarf who loves his robe. So Darmyl is going to once again try to yell out, "I've got the rope, let go!" while pulling on it to try to get the message across that, like, let go. I got it, and I don't want it to go down the river.
Perception with advantage.
Well, I continue to yell. I continue to yell,
This
"Body
is a
bridge!"
better roll, of course.
at the top of my lungs, I guess.
There's a loud waterfall. Shepherd.
No.
Shit's in stereo.
Shepherd, we are on you again.
Move again. Okay. And I get to move.
You can move 30 feet.
I can't, for whatever reason, it doesn't let me use the ruler. Oh, maybe I can now. Hold on. So I get to move over there. Stop it. There we go.
And you are close enough to use that spell, I believe.
Oh, I am?
Sacred Flame is 60 feet.
I thought I could only do the move or the thing, so...
Well, no, because
Yeah.
like if you move within your speed, your walking speed, you can still use an attack or a spell at the end of that, as long as you're within that 30 feet.
Yeah. Alright. I'm on it. 13 deck save. On this bugger.
That would be an 11.
Ooh. Rolling. 3.
Alright, still alive, but took some damage.
Just a little.
It's gonna swim at Shepherd. Serene, this creates a opportunity attack if you'd like to try to attack the back of its head as it swims away.
It is.
That will hit. That is an 18 to hit,
Yes, and then roll your damage.
which is 8 damage.
Wow, you took out a chunk of its skull. It's still swimming at Shepherd, but kind of like
Gross.
not correctly, and like it's really, really off. And so it tries to swing at Shepherd's legs, kind of up on the shore with a 9 to hit. So the part of its head that's missing, this seems to have been a bit of a detriment, which puts us back at the top of the round with Sparrow.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move over here, which is within my 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna swing at him. With a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
And 5 damage.
And that'll kill him and put you out of combat, actually.
I would like to add Zombie Slayer to my resume.
As the zombie dies, all of its damage kind of ceases to be perpetuated, and it begins to float and floats itself right in front of the waterfall, kind of 30 feet up, and like its mouth kind of opens like way larger than it ought to be able to, and a voice booms out really loudly across this area. It's this just very deep voice. It's, blessings upon you for killing me and my brethren and setting our souls free. Let our corpses be a path for you in this harrowing time. And then like the body just kind of like crumbles up into like a very small kind of spherish shape and then plummets into the water and disappears.
Wow. Okay.
Well then.
That definitely did not escalate.
Now I will look across at Darmyl and see if he's making any gestures at me.
I've stopped chanting Body Bridge for the briefest of moments to jump up and down and sort of wave my arms and point at the rope and be like, let go of the rope, I'll pull it. And I'm sort of gesturing like me pull, like you let go to try to remove any ambiguity. I've gotten really good at the message. It's well honed after 4 attempts.
Assuming that I can understand it, I will let go.
Darmyl, horrible at Dwarvish, great at charades.
Wonderful.
As you guys are doing this, Farah gingerly picks his way across, aware of the footing being sure, but not liking the concept.
Alright, so I keep tugging on the rope.
Yep.
I do let it go.
Cool.
And
so
you're able to get it all back, yes.
Okay, I've got all the rope. At which point, arms raised overhead, yelling, "Body bridge! Body bridge!" Darmyl runs across the body bridge.
Marvelous. And we have made our way across Serafals.
Okay. It's break time, right?
It is a break time. We are pausing right here. So we have left Serafals behind, and we will continue on the road to the west. As we continue on towards Vallaki, the fog spills out of the forest that you are seeing ahead of you. It swallows up the road, preventing you from seeing forward. But what you do see is, like, right where the fog stops, a large buttress looms out of the fog. It's a massive stonework built iron gate, which swings open to the road to the west as you approach it. The bars are rusted, and this is the gates of Barovia.
Okay. Did somebody open them or just magically open?
They, like, magically open as you come towards them.
Okay, that's a little creepy. And we're just going this direction here on the road?
Yep.
Okay. So, I see we're kind of by this building. Do we see what this building is or anything here? Or?
So that is part of the gates. It's just a very large build that kind of crosses the three different road paths. So because where you're at, there's a road to the east, a road to the north, and a road to the west. And the road to the west is the open gate. The road to the east is the forest with the fog spilling out, and the road to the north appears to be like a deer path.
Okay, and we need to go to the west because that's Barovia.
Yep.
Where we're going. Yep. Okay. So we're just scooting along this way?
Yep, so we're going to count 8 spaces that direction. So you can get out to here, Shepherd.
Excuse me.
And before you, just up the road a ways, so you're at a fork. A signpost points you to the north, saying Vallaki, and to the southwest, you see the sign reads the Old Bone Grinder. It's a windmill, matching the painting that you saw in the Death House, and looks a lot like the hilt of a pommel of a sword you have seen, and have just heard about this windmill in other places so far in your adventure. There appears to be deep ruts in the ground, as though a wagon had been dragged this way many times, and even recently, towards Old Bone Grinder. And that is where we're going to cut it off for the night. So thank you all for making time to be here, and we will pick up at this crossroads next session.